Do you know why the FIFA World Cup 2022 was one of the most unique events in football history? Do you also know that the 2022 World Cup is the last one that will feature 32 teams and the first to be held in the Middle East? Well, it is a tournament of many firsts. So guys, stick with me as I walk you through some fascinating facts regarding the magnificent World Cup event that took place in Qatar. Ready? Let's get started. It is the most expensive so far. The amount that Qatar spent getting ready for the event is another fascinating fact. An estimated $220 billion was spent by Qatar on infrastructure projects, including the building of stadiums, motorways, hotels, and other facilities. As a result, the 2022 World Cup is one of the most expensive tournaments ever. The host country had to construct a brand new metro system, a cutting-edge shipping port, an extension of its primary airport, and the development of a planned metropolis north of Doha, which has reshaped the nation. The World Cup, according to the authorities, accelerated the time frame even though much of the project was already planned. Only 8 stadiums were used. Only 8 stadiums were lined up by Qatar to host the World Cup, which is one of the lowest numbers of venues for the World Cup in recent years. In fact, only one of the 8 venues designated to host the competition underwent a complete renovation, while the other 7 were built from scratch across the nation. First ever World Cup in winter. In another break from the norm, FIFA staged the game for the first time in November and December rather than in the middle of the year to avoid Qatar's scorching heat. Qatar, which is tucked away in the Middle East, endures agonizingly hot temperatures that sometimes can reach up to 50 degrees Celsius. Hosting any kind of international event would be very difficult under such circumstances. Therefore, it was necessary to shift the FIFA World Cup from being held in the summertime. So, if you're watching it from the Northern Hemisphere, the 2022 competition marks the first ever Winter World Cup. The most commutable. Qatar is a small country. It is far smaller than Russia, which hosted the 2018 World Cup. Traveling around this small nation is not a major issue because of how compact it is. Cities that serve as hosts such as Doha, Lusail, El Wakra, and El Rayyan are located closer to each other. As a result, traveling from one venue to another wasn't too difficult for visitors. Another noteworthy fact is that Al Bayt and Al Wakra, Qatar's 2 most remote stadiums, are only 90 miles apart. The stadiums were air-conditioned. The fact that Qatar experiences distressingly high daytime temperatures is one of the most significant things to keep in mind about the country. So, Qatar devised a smart method to address this issue by fitting the stadiums with air conditioning, ensuring that spectators have a comfortable viewing experience. First World Cup to be held in the Middle East. The Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup is the first in the Middle East's history, and for the second time in Asia. Asia first witnessed it when Japan and South Korea co-hosted the FIFA tournament in 2002. Alright guys, that concludes our video for today. Give us a thumbs up if you find this video interesting and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.